Are you ready?
No, I'm not.
How can you not be ready?
Okie dokie. Jeez, dude, that's a big tire.
Rapid in this tire. I wonder if it's better to kind of put it back good.
I'd say, yeah, well, we put it on the...
And it's easier than trying to get over everything. Just throw everything up.
Let's get Andy's rig here. This is the Andy rig. I'm recording some of this stuff.
I think we're going to need to have a tow canoe and all of our stuff.
Yeah? Did Andy think we were heavy or light?
Let's say yeah.
And
Get there.
is he bringing kayaks or canoes?
No, just the one canoe.
Just the one. Got a little Camaro here.
This is the story of our trip to Quetico in June of 2019. A group of 8 guys, including myself, have packed and prepared for a 10-day trip into Quetico Provincial Park in Ontario, Canada, in search of walleye and adventure. To get there, 5 guys, including me, will drive from Milwaukee area 560 miles to Voyageur Outfitters, which is located about an hour north up the Gunflint Trail from Grand Marais on the northern shore of Lake Superior, also known as Lake Gitchagumi. 3 other guys will come from Minneapolis. Quetico borders the boundary waters in northern Minnesota on its northern border. Quetico is 1,840 square miles of rugged, untouched wilderness.
So, do you guys want to stop somewhere for lunch, like somewhere, Subway or whatever?
Whatever you want to do.
All right. Maybe something quick, huh?
Something quick.
Something quick.
If you want to do something quick, we're going to do something
That
quick.
sounds good.
We're up for anything.
All right.
Yeah.
So
We're
if I
flexible.
If I start driving erratically, like
I'll bump
fast
you in the
and
back
slow,
end.
You just pass me, Don. All right.
Yeah. Should we run you off the road?
You can run me off the road.
Okay.
We can see which truck is tougher. Yours is newer. Mine's a little higher.
Yours looks a little rougher than mine. In fact, I feel I'm at risk around you. I don't know.
Especially with me driving.
That's a good thought pattern.
So down the road we go on our adventure. We've got to drive through the state of Wisconsin. It's going to take us a good 6 hours to get there. And we're going to kick back and have fun. We're going to take a time-lapse video of the whole trip up just for giggles and see what that looks like. And you can take a look at this or you can skip ahead. Either way, enjoy the ride while we head towards our first stop, which is going to be Black River Falls. So a couple minutes into the ride, as we're going down the interstate, we can see that Andy's canoe is moving around. And it doesn't take long, and we get a call from Andy saying, hey, we got to pull over, we got to tie this thing down. So we put a ratchet strap on it, got it secure, and then we're on our way again. While we're driving along here, let me talk about Quetico a little bit. All powerboats or any other form of motorized transportation have been outlawed in this park. The only practical mode of transportation is by canoe and portaging. The landscape consists of boreal forests, which are pine trees mostly, growing on these massive rock formations surrounded by endless lakes and water systems. The water all flows towards the Hudson Bay as the elevation declines as you travel north into the park. Our destination is a small island located to the south of Rose Island on Lake Quenipi towards the interior of the park, and will require 2 days of hard canoeing and portaging to get to. We will be guided by my cousin Andy, who has made this trip many times. He has the knowledge and the skills to get us there and back without electronics or GPS. Without his expertise, we would be lost. We will be traveling along the falls chain, which will require us to portage around 9 waterfalls. While this is a very scenic route, it is physically taxing and typically reserved for hardcore wilderness adventures, which we're not. Since I have done this trip once before in 2017, I know firsthand how grueling it can be, and if you're not in shape, it's gonna hurt. This time, I've conditioned my body for the trip. Given that I am 56 years old, I need to make sure I'm up to the task. Once we arrive at our island, we will set up a base camp and focus our efforts on fishing for dinner and enjoying camp life. Our target fish and primary food source is Quenipi walleye. My cousin Andy covets this awesome eating fish and has requested it for his last meal if he happens to go to prison and be sentenced to death. Hopefully that'll never happen. Our goal is to get to the Outfitters today, which will take us through the state of Wisconsin towards Superior, Duluth. From there, we'll be traveling along the northern shore of Lake Superior. We will stop briefly at Gooseberry State Park to view the falls draining into Lake Superior. Then we will go on to Grand Marais, where we will meet up with the rest of our group from Minneapolis and have a quick bite to eat. Once out of Grand Marais, we'll head up the Gunflint Trail. The road itself is sparsely populated and cuts across the Superior National Forest just shy of the Canadian border. Once at the Voyageur Outfitters, we have rented 2 small bunkhouses where we'll sleep for the night. So everything that you have to pack for this trip has to be carried on your back, and it has to be carried a long ways on your back. And so you start to really care about what you're going to pack because you know it's going to be heavy. And if you pack too much stuff, someone else is going to worry about how much stuff you've packed because they might have to carry it. So there's a lot of focus on this. So we created kind of a list up on the internet on Google Docs where we all decided what we're going to take, and we're going to try to eliminate redundancy. Some of us spend months preparing and figuring out what we're going to bring done. And it's fun. You go through all the different things that you think you're going to need, and you're looking over Amazon, trying to figure it out. It's half the fun of the trip. Anyways, once you get a lot of what you need selected, you got to figure out how you're going to pack it all in dry bags and keep it safe for the journey. So all of this takes a lot of preparation, a lot of work, which is all part of the adventure. This year, I decided on 2 new toys to bring along. One is the 360 camera, which I'm using to document as much of the journey in and at the island as I can. And the other is a little small sonar fish finder, which is going to help us identify where fish are and where fish aren't located close to where we're at on the island. So this is all going to be great fun, and I am looking forward to it. As we head out of Duluth, you can look out at all the vacation properties along the Superior shoreline, which is really interesting to look at, some really neat houses. A little while out of Duluth, you'll run into a park called Gooseberry State Park. This is a pretty little park that you can stop at, and it's worth doing because there's a really neat waterfall to take a look at. And we use it as a gauge to determine how high the water is in the park, which will tell us how dangerous the rapids are going to be that we're going to be passing through.
I would.
Years ago when we were here, this was flying, me and Kenny stopped. So this tells me that the water on the Quetico might not be that bad. I should it'll be a little, even though I could be wrong, but most of the stuff is coming down from that direction. So 2 years ago, Mark,
There's like a little cauldron in there.
Guys were kayaking down this thing?
Yeah, but it was fun.
See, that doesn't look like it'd be a safe one to go down.
Not at this level, but even at high level. Well, we got a pool at the bottom, but that's so much higher. So this, if you ever bring a family, this whole park system is kind of cool. The more you go further upstream, there's even more waterfalls that work your way up. We're not going to hang around that long. Someday, if you guys got 2 hours to go, it's a nice little, lake there. You want to actually hike all the way up.
Wow.
Nice view for ground.
Well, it gives me an idea of what kind of water we're
Once you get up into the park, the water goes the other way. It
goes north.
yeah.
But every year this has been raging, it's been raging up there, and every year this has been kind of low.
Well, I suppose
it's still got traffic, but it's not raining.
that's a good
What you're saying is that we might be able to do the shortcut this year coming back.
Definitely doing this shortcut this year. You guys are experienced travelers.
Yeah, we know how to fall in the river. Wow.
But
So
I love it.
people kayak that?
Yeah, but you get
Seems a little like it'd be hard on your head.
Yeah. Helmet. Helmet.
This is one beautiful park if you ever want to kill the day with a family or something.
So where does it, like, you hike back in there and then hike back that way?
And you go all the way down to Superior. You can just make the lake out.
Yeah.
Waterfall, of course, will go all the way down to Superior. The park is actually pretty big. Then they got camping, whatever you want to do. Oh, breathe that non-city air, huh?
Yeah.
Right here. Brother. Are the boys waiting for us?
We were just looking at things. We ain't at that backwards last time.
Yeah, I was told you guys.
Yeah, I kind of would think I screwed up. I should have said stop at 2 Harpers and the backwards. That was pretty decent. What's in pulled into Grand Marais. Grant texted, so.
Oh, that's not bad. Is that the other half of it?
Yeah.
Are they all driving?
Yeah.
Us?
No. I'm not sure what they're in. They're 3. Hey Siri. Text Grant Bodmer. We're at, where are we at? Gooseberry Falls? We're at Gooseberry Falls. No, it's next. Send.
Next year he's going to have like a belt that has attachments so he can just like his hands in
It's complicated. This is complicated. This is well beyond my technological capability. From Gooseberry Falls, we head up Highway 61 along Lake Superior until we hit Grand Marais. There we'll meet up with Grant, Jim, and Josh, have a quick bite to eat, and then we'll head straight up the Gunflint Trail till we get to the Outfitters. We hit Grand Marais about 6 o'clock, stopped off and had a good hamburger at a local pub. As you can see, it is a kind of a cool harbor town. We fueled up, and then from there we started up the Gunflint Trail. Immediately we had to pull over because Andy lost his gas cap, got it back, and then off we go. And as you head up this road, all of a sudden everything changes and it starts to look more like the state park, boreal forest. There's not much to see along the way, just a few outfitters, cabins, and remote places along the way. So you really start to get the sense that, hey, I'm up in the North Woods of Minnesota, and you are getting towards the edge of civilization, which is exactly where we want to be.
And just like that, we've arrived, finally, at the Outfitters.
My car with the trunk open, where there's 2 cabins right down there.
What's happening? What's going on? So our cabins
The
are
office closed, so I guess
where
Car is? Cabin on the end down. Yep.
that's what he said. Turtle.
You have to probably get your bag and pack.
Oh my God.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's happening?
You see
Hello.
what we saw on the way in?
Yeah, we
I
saw
saw
a moose on the road.
Do you see where that guy had that camera and he was coming across the road when we were?
No.
Oh,
You actually got a nice
you
picture.
guys
Great
were
picture.
ahead of us.
Holy, you got a nice picture of
Let
it.
me see.
That's a
hell of a lot better than what I.
Holy,
Right in the middle of the road.
I may
Yeah,
or
he's
may
like-
not have had it because I had it up. You know,
Did he come back out? You saw it too, or you saw another
I saw
one?
one in a pond that.
Yeah,
a
I
guy
saw
was
the one in
taking
the
a-
pond.
And then
Yeah, he
there was
saw one in a pond.
a camper that crossed the
Yours is a
road.
great picture. I'd love for when we get back, you text me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this moose was right in the road
I'll
up
try
here,
to
and
like
it was right in
transfer
the
whatever
road.
photos
Yeah.
you guys.
So-
Oh wow!
Talk about it.
Awesome,
It's pretty awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, that's what I did last time.
If you don't mind, throw the. You can tell my computer back here. I think my
Yeah,
hair
I
cooler.
definitely recommend whatever you're leaving here to put back there. I have a bag I'm going to leave in too.
Two of them, yeah. I saw the first one. The guy was doing his thing.
That is cool.
So is it just one of these for all of us?
No,
we got two.
this one and this.
We got beaver and pine.
Yep.
I'm a beaver man myself.
Don's
so-
is there, and the rest of us have to stay in that one. He got the single.
Look, it comes with a grill. Let's just stay here.
Seriously,
Fish off the dock.
But I think I split it 3 ways.
Oh, well, that I don't know. I know one was $295, and then the other two are $88, $89, something like that.
Is your floor stationary?
Fairly solid.
I think both these cabins are the same, so.
I want to know if it's not on. Because I haven't done my makeup yet.
It's not on.
It just makes me
Here,
nervous.
Jim, look, it's not on.
Thank God.
It's not-
because
it's not on.
That would really get me angry. If
Yeah,
it were,
it's not on.
You don't want to see me angry.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, there's a whiteboard that has.
Josh, does this go in or no?
That is a
I don't
rain
know
jacket
if
if
I got
anyone
it or
needs one.
not,
spare for my car.
After finally reaching our destination, we're all very tired and we look forward to crawling into our bunks and enjoying some peace and quiet as we drift off to sleep for our new day tomorrow.